Hi, my card's not working?
Oh, you tried to buy some Bitcoin. We had to shut it down.
What is this, China?
Worse, it's Canada.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. If you joined me yesterday, we talked about the three-ring circus that is the ongoing longest missive trial of all time between Chris Barber, Tamara Lich, and the Canadian government in regards to the Freedom Convoy. Now, this isn't really part of the trial so much as it is about their hearing on sentencing. We're going to know more later today. Again, I'll have a video tomorrow updating you guys as to what went on today. But yesterday, I tried to give a little bit of a brief update as to what was happening in the courts. Again, Ezra Levant was there sitting front row and center. We talked about how global news reporters had been booted. Requests from the judges, delay. I mean, many people chimed off in the comments saying that, this is what the government's been doing from day one. It's just delaying to try and get something on them. In fact, it's a little sad that we're seeing 7 to 8 year sentences being requested for something that's additionally, well, it's usually reserved for petty theft, shoplifting. Mischief usually is like if you again, I mentioned it yesterday, if you get caught spray painting a wall or something juvenile. But what they're asking for here is completely asinine. I just want to go over a little bit of what happened in the courts yesterday. Again, before I give my update tomorrow as to today's events. God, that's a mouthful. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The Lord Elgin Hotel blamed the convoy for a reduction in business, apparently. Up here, it says that the prosecutor claims that a citizen claimed the convoy made garbage and poop on the street. I didn't know our truck drivers were from India. Says somebody claimed they still feel ill when she sees pickup trucks. This is the quality of evidence she's mustering. What's funny here is that this is all hearsay. There's no documented police statements on any of this. This is just somebody saying out loud, well, it inconvenienced me, so here's my hearsay for you in court. No evidence, no photos, no proof. Lord Elgin Hotel blamed the convoy for a reduction in business. Really? They were shut down because of the coup. What a bunch of profiteers, but why not? It's Ottawa. The judge interrupts the prosecutor when she mentions Chateau Laurier claiming losses, even though, keep in mind, the federal government put up their own RCMP, their corrupt police force at Chateau Laurier, on the taxpayers' dime, I might add. Ezra goes on to ask, had they reopened yet? Prosecutor admits they hadn't. Tamara Lich is to blame, apparently, for the loss of business at a luxury hotel that was closed by the government and, in fact, got the windfall from police staying there. Pack of liars. And imagine they have to rely on that as facts to demand a 7-year prison term. The fact the opposite is true, the convoy brought thousands of people into the downtown core for the first time since lockdowns. Restaurants that had closed opened up just for them. It was a huge windfall. The truckers made Ottawa alive again. I couldn't agree more. What's funny is CTV, mainstream prostitutes, were caught printing their own lies, Now, I know you're shocked. Would you ever think to see mainstream shill prostitutes lying about what they found to be fact during this ridiculous circus of a trial? Well, I have news for you. CTV apparently reporting that during the trial, Tamara Lich having to call out. Let's go through what they said first of all. The sentencing hearing from Freedom Convoy leaders Tamara Lich and Chris Barber has started in Ottawa months after the two were found guilty of mischief. Barber is appearing virtually due to the sudden death of one of his parents, while Lich is attending in person. Sorry, I forgot to scroll down all the way there. What's funny is Tamara tweets out, Chris's parents are both alive and well. Shabby reporting by mainstream media. Sadly, it was the Crown prosecutor's mother who had recently passed and therefore was not there today. This is what we expect from government-paid shill media, that they don't really have their facts correct. But as we talk about the Freedom Convoy, and if we talk about the silliness of what's gone on, as the video stated, one of the lawyers of the Freedom Convoy, you guys remember during the convoy, anybody who donated had their bank accounts frozen? People lost their bank accounts altogether. Well, just magically, a government-funded bank, one of the big three, decided to terminate the bank account of Eva Chipiuk, good friend of the channel. This is disgusting. She says, I wasn't expecting this, RBC. Welcome to Canada, where tyranny has a great customer service. I would advise anybody, if you still have accounts with RBC or any of the big banks, get your money out of there as soon as possible. Go for a credit union. Go somewhere that is not attached to the government. Let's take a look at the letter that was sent to Eva Chipiuk. Now, again, this is dated July 17th. So this is recent. Eva Chipiuk, as a federally regulated federal institution, RBC is required by law to comply with applicable legislation. These laws require that we implement certain processes and procedures which directly support the formulation of RBC's positions and respect to risk. After careful consideration, we regretfully advise you that the recent activity in your accounts is outside of RBC's client risk appetite, and consequently, we are no longer in a position to continue our banking relationship with you. We recognize that you will need to seek an alternate financial institution to support your banking needs, and we ask you to do so no later than August 18th of 2025, quote, the termination date. So less than a month as of today's video for Eva to, if she has a mortgage, if she has loans, if she has anything, she just has to magically pack that up and move, because RBC, now, you're going to find the lefties in the comments saying, well, it's a bank. They have the right to refuse service of people. Give me a break. This is the governmenting all over again. In order to assist you with the transition, we have prepared a helpful summary of accounts attached and Appendix A attached, which can be referred to, as well as applicable product, service, and cardholder agreements and disclosures for details specific to products references in this letter. If any of your accounts are subject to a legal demand or restraint, RBC will close those accounts at the earliest opportunity it is legally permitted to do so on or after the termination date. If you have electronic record keeping, please print or save them to your hard drive. The archive statement copies you will need going forward. Once your client card is canceled, you will no longer have electronic access to your archived record keeping. Should you require statement reprints in the future, there will be a service charge to have them produced and sent out to you. So if, you were going to file your taxes or needed your expenses printed or anything else, yeah, oh, by the way, since we terminated with you, we're going to charge you to get those. Should you have any questions, you may address your concerns to RBC Royal Bank's Advice Center. They can be contacted. Everybody take note of this number at 1-800-769-2511. I've never once said that people should attack or group up and harass anybody. But should you be a customer at the Royal Bank of Canada, I'm sure they would love to hear from you, to hear your 2 cents about what's happened to Eva Chipiuk as a result of their censorship. I say it's time that Canadians cancel culture. I think it's time that Canadians start saying, you know what, we're not going to put up with this kind of behavior anymore. The reason you're in business is because of Canadians, because of us, because of our money that we put in your banks for, in order for you guys to get a profit, to be richer. I was going to say richer than you think, but that's Scotiabank. Or visiting an RBC branch near you, Account Services Royal Bank. Now, this is disgusting. Eva gets this for being a representative of the Freedom Convoy because she's loud and vocal on X/Twitter. This is the treatment you get. You go up against the government while the government shuts you down. This is, again, where my hopes, my predictions have been moved to kind of a negative light as to what to expect for Chris Barber and Tamara. I know their lawyers did a fantastic job of pointing out multiple cases. In fact, those including Stephen Guilbeault, Elizabeth May, in their pasts where they were given merely slap on the wrists for mischief charges in their forms of protest over the years. Both their lawyers did a good job of representing why Tamara and Chris should not be seeing any form of jail time. But again, you'll have to forgive my optimism as it's been completely crushed by government bias, I guess, that influences the court's decisions, that I think essentially at this point there is no getting away from the truth or the reality that it looks like we're going to be looking at jail time for Tamara and Chris. I'm sorry to say, I hope I'm wrong. You know, I said that with a viewer yesterday who left that in the chat. I would give my right leg to be wrong at this point. Godspeed for Tamara and Chris and for Big Red. Keep in mind, the government is now attempting to seize Big Red, despite the fact that Chris sold the truck to his son in order to continue making money for his company. Again, and I've said it in my other video, where do you actually own anything in this country? If the truck is paid for and bought and, you know, free of loans, do you actually own your vehicle? Do you own your home? Do you own the land in which you live on? At what point is ownership considered ownership, and to what degree is defined under ownership for the government to pretty much come out, and they have come out blatantly and said that with Big Red, nope, we want to tear that sucker down. We want to kind of trample all over any sign of freedom in this country. Absolutely disgusting. Join me tomorrow. I will have an update on today's proceedings. Again, my thoughts go out to Eva. Very sorry to hear about what's happened. I think this is an absolute travesty of our government, once again trying to run a banana republic / dictatorship on its people, that if you dare question the government, you can have your bank account frozen, you can have your bank accounts shut down, you can be denied the ability to live by using your democratic right to share your dismay with the government. Keep in mind, everything was done legally. Everything was done peacefully. I guess the one mistake that anybody at the Freedom Convoy made was maybe they should have just been waving Palestinian flags and praying in the streets. They wouldn't be facing any jail time. Maybe we know that for next time. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure you hit that button, folks. YouTube shuts these kind of videos down. They don't want people getting this information. Don't want you to miss a beat, so make sure you turn on the bell for all notifications so that you don't miss a beat whenever updates come out about this subject or the many others that we cover on this channel. Hit a thumbs up and a comment. It also helps push this video out past YouTube's censorship algorithms. Gets it out there for more people to see. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up and a comment as well. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe, our weekly live streaming show where I sit down with the beautiful Mrs. Fringe as we talk about everything that happened this week in politics, everything we know coming up in the week ahead, as well as your Q&A within the greatest YouTube community on the platform. I look forward to chatting with you guys each and every week, hearing what you have to say outside of making these videos, but I most importantly look forward to hearing what you have to say this Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.